Hello, Tallahassee and Leon County. Today I'd like to talk to you about early voting. So let's start with the basics. What is early voting and why should you care? Early voting lets you vote on your terms. In some states, including Florida, early voting laws allow you to vote prior to Election Day. So in other words, voting early gives you the flexibility to vote on a date that works for you. It saves you time and frustration. Early voters typically have their choice of several different days to vote, so this means everybody doesn't have to be at the polls on the same day, which can mean shorter lines and a quicker, less frustrating experience at the polls. Sounds great, right? Don't leave it to chance. You never know what could happen on Election Day. Your car could break down, your kid could get sick, your boss might not let you take time off to vote. The bottom line is, early voting gives you more chances to vote, so the earlier you plan to cast your ballot, the lower the chance that life will get in the way of you making your voice heard. And this is pretty important because now more than ever, voting is a pretty big deal. Okay, so I've convinced you. So how do you vote early? First, confirm that you're registered to vote. Use vote.org's easy 30-second online form to check whether you're registered to vote in Florida. If it turns out that you're not, while it may be too late to vote in this election cycle, don't let another minute pass without registering to vote. Now get your IDs ready. When you go to the polling place to vote, you will be asked to provide a current and valid picture ID with a signature. If your picture ID doesn't have a signature, that's fine, but you will need to bring along an additional ID that does have your signature. A complete list of acceptable forms of ID can be found on the Florida Division of Elections website. There are 9 early voting locations in Tallahassee, and as long as you're a Leon County resident, you can vote at any of them. To make it easy for you to find the early voting site nearest you, we've created an interactive Google map with the addresses and hours for each location. You'll find the link in this post right above the video. For the 2018 general elections, early voting in Leon County runs from October 22nd to November 4th. You can vote at any of the 9 early voting sites on any of these dates. With the exception of the Leon County Courthouse and the FSU Tucker Center, which are open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., the sites are typically open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So to recap, that's 8 hours a day over 2 whole weeks in which you have the option of voting, not including Election Day. There's just no reason not to make your voice heard. But whether you vote early or on Election Day, you know what to do. And please, tell your family, tell your friends, tell the world about early voting on social media. We'd love it if you'd like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. But most importantly, we'll see you at the polls.